this is I get to sort of experiment a little bit, and I love the folk tunes too. So it's awesome.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
You asked about pop music. I don't dislike it. My thing that I worry is that young people don't have instrumental heroes like they used to. It's
Bingo.
a huge deal. There's no guitar hero. If you're 10 years old right now, who do you look up to?
That's contemporary.
I know from personal experience that if I had the distraction of a smartphone, when I was that age, I wouldn't have been able to practice. It would have been very difficult to do what I did. Because, to be good at an instrument, you have to isolate yourself, you have to do it over and over and over again. You have to be obsessed with, like doing something that doesn't seem important to anybody, but for, a long time. And then the modern day distractions lends itself to electronic music. It's like, boom, I just changed something. I feel like changing something. Boom, I just did it again. I don't discredit it. I think it has a place in the world because it is here. But we should be concerned that our kids do not embrace instrumentalism.
If you looked at the lists of the top 50 albums of the year, I would say 50% of those albums are what I call laptop music.
Mm-hmm.
These guys admit that they do not know how to play an instrument,
right?
And they're creating songs by looking at a screen. Here I will put in percussion.
Right.
At the 45-second mark, I will add a drop or a beat or something like that. That's how they're making songs, and it's
I don't understand any of that.
It subtly glazes over how hard it is to make the loop that you're now controlling. If you know what I mean, it's almost that shortcut of I don't have to actually know how to play the piano. I can just make the computer play this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I don't blame consumers for purchasing it because it sounds good to me too. But just as someone who loved the craft of making the noise with a real instrument, it seems odd. And I'm worried not for us. We're going to love it till we die.
Sure.
I'm concerned about 10 and 12-year-old kids who are going to get this thing and realize how hard it is to be good. I'm not even good. I'm lucky people.
Oh, come on.
No, but I mean,
come on.
But it's very true. It's still something you have to work hard at. Even today, I can't just rest on my laurels. You have to at best you have to maintain it.
Well, you have to be active at all times.
Yeah, right, and it's a craft.
Plus, you play in so many different styles. Weren't you in Sound Doctrine for a while?
Yeah. Well, all different kinds of jazz. Whether it's jazz fusion, traditional jazz, I cover all those bases. But then, rock and roll is not a departure from that. It's just having more fun.
Ralph is very accomplished too. People don't know this, but Ralph is a singer-songwriter of his own. I've heard your albums. And
thank you.
I know he's been
tell us about that.
Teaching guitar too. He's a guitar teacher.
Drum teacher.
Drum teacher. Okay.
Tell us.
Probably about 6 or 7 years ago, I put out my own EP as well, acoustic EP, 6 songs. Sorry, I've had a bit of a cough lately. And that's how I kind of met Demos a little bit through local music.
We were doing some shows actually.
We were doing some shows on the same bill, but I wasn't drumming. And I used to do a lot of solo acoustic shows. I've been in other bands where I played guitar and did vocals as well.
But you do have other recordings that you've done. Solo recordings
I do have other
still
solo
haven't been released yet.
That haven't been released yet. But will. And but through kind of networking on the local music scene downtown, old places like Cedars, the Lemon Grove, Barley, stuff like that, probably about 5, 6, 7 years ago, I met Demos and I told him I play drums. So we decided to get together and jam one day. He came over with his guitar and we started kind of playing. Right. And I wasn't too familiar with folk drumming, just from listening to some of the old records, like some of the Dylan stuff, 50s, 60s music, stuff like that.
But, most of the stuff especially even now, you're mostly playing brushes on the drums.
I play brushes on probably 90% of the songs.
It's a more subtle kind of drumming.
It is.
But you weren't really doing any of that before you started playing with it.
No, I wasn't. Not at all. So I kind of learned on the job, as they say. And put a kind of a train beat behind it. Chugga, 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 chugga. Chug with it. Yeah, chugging along. And it seemed to fit. And I enjoyed playing the songs. I think Demos he always presents great material. And he gives me the liberty to come up with my own parts. Yeah. So it all meshes.
Yeah, and I think Pete Drevere from the studio also suggested that we play.
Pete did, yes. Yeah, because he found out I play drums.
Yeah. And I mean, and he kind of.
I think Pete secretly puppet mastered a lot of this.
And again, I mean, he kind of suggested that we play, even though Dave and I were friends and knew each other.
We
and
knew each other,
Corey
sure.
Gray, our bassist. I mean, so Pete,
He's working the
Pete
strings.
was responsible.
Pete is the man behind the sound
He's our
of
Yoda.
many a band. He is Yoda.
Yeah,
He's the Oz.
I just have to
Man
add
behind the
real
curtain.
quick. The fiddle is really a melodic instrument, right? You don't see a lot of fiddle playing rhythm and that kind of stuff, but playing with these guys, letting them do their thing, and Dave has his great riffs and solos and deepest lyrics.
Yes.
A lot of times I stand back and just hang out with the rhythm section, and it's taught me a lot about rhythm. So you're great. Thank you.
Please. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say.
It's wonderful that the camaraderie and the chemistry between the four of
Yeah,
you.
I mean, it goes outside the band too. I mean, we all got together the last couple weekends ago and just went out and just hung out. It's not.
Me and Ralph have the same birthday.
We have the same birthday.
Both born on December 8th.
We were
Different years.
Different years.
But we share that. And
That's cool.
I think everyone was out.
Wow.
Yeah,
It was
Timo's
awesome.
put a little bit
Yeah.
together.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday to both.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, there is a camaraderie. I mean, even though it's
That's
just
nice.
Demos Papadimas, I mean, the reason the band is just called Demos Papadimas is because, I mean, I started doing this on my own, a while back, and the band came along. It wasn't, I mean, at this point, there is the feeling of, of the ensemble, of the camaraderie, as we said. But
He
Right.
really also helped with that.
yeah, I
When we
mean,
recorded,
in the studio,
I felt like
right,
we really
right.
started
Yeah.
this job.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you just all started today, what would you call the band? What would
I'd still go with Demos Papadimas. I'm a firm believer in its marketing because
Yeah.
he really is he's the author of all these songs.
We've tried kicking
we
around.
collaborate about our parts, but
Right.
We've tried kicking around like Demos Papadimas and
something,
so
but we haven't
and-sos,
come up with anything.
But nothing ever was good enough or clicked. So it's fine. Demos has been a local staple on the music scene for a while now.
Yeah.
And I think it sells. It's a good selling point as well.
It's a unique name.
Well,
It's a good Irish name.
yeah.
It goes well.
I want to say welcome to my dear friend in British Columbia, Mingling Tse, and I'm really delighted, darling, that you joined us. One more, you guys got time for
Yeah,
one
do you
more?
want to do, what do we want to do? Do you want to do something like How Long, maybe?
Yeah, that'd be good.
So we're going
do
to play
that?
what?
Or do you want to do Bitter Cup?
Let's do Bitter. I thought.
Do you want to do another Bouzouki song or another...
Let's do another Bouzouki.
Okay,
You only
we can do
did
Bitter
one,
Cup.
right?
What are you going to tell us about it?
Okay, this one, well, let's do the little intro for it. And then this is one from the last record, from Waiting, so it's not on the EP. Yeah, this song, there's a little minore intro here, and then we'll do Bitter Cup. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drinking from the bitter cup, but I could never, ever drink it all up. Just one more sip and there's one more slip from my mind into the hands of time. Well, I've been drinking from the bitter cup, but I could never, ever drink it all up. I was thinking maybe you'd be my love, but I just never exactly knew what the hell you made of. There ain't much kindness and there ain't much care. There's just a blindness and some vague stares. Well, I've been drinking from the bitter cup, musicians have been my maps. And my composers have served as trails. Well, I've been drinking from the bitter cup, but I can never, ever, ever drink it out loud. Well, I've been drinking from the bitter cup, but I can never, ever, ever drink it out loud. Just one more sip and there's one more step. Put my mind into the hands of time. Well, I've been drinking from the bitter cup, but I can never, ever, ever drink it out loud.
Wow, that's just great. That was great. That's a lot of fun.
Friday at Cedars.
Yeah, tell
Friday,
us
Cedars,
one more
9
time.
p.m.
Thank
Thank you again, Louie.
Tell us one more time.
Okay.
About the gig. About the gig.
Again, this is Demos Papadimas releasing a new EP, the Lucky You EP. It'll be available Friday, December 22nd at Cedars, 9 p.m. show. We hope to see you there.
That'll be great. And I want to thank you guys all for coming in. It was
much.
great.
So much.
And Guy Gestolfo,
Yes.
thank you
Absolutely.
for
Thank you,
co-hosting,
Guy.
bro.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. And of course, Kendra, thank you too. And Mingling, thank you too. I'll be back with some closing words. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Thank you, Louis.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was cool.